loves, welcome back to another video. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Mira. Nice to meet you. If you're returning, however, boo, you know how it's going. Grab some popcorn, grab some wine, grab some champagne. It's about to be lit, okay? Anyway, just like I said, in today's video, you guys, we're going to be doing another story time, and I'm not even gonna lie, okay? I'm not sure how to title the story because I've been meaning to tell this for a while now, but I'm not sure because like there was some snatching, but I'm not sure who did the snatching. You're like, so you listen to the story and tell me what you think. So that's saying too much. Let's get right into the story. Okay guys, so once upon a time I was in high school, right? Now you guys should feel free to let me know if you want us to like start some kind of high school diaries, because this is like more of like a high school diary, okay? So once upon a time when I was in high school, I think we were in like level 300. Level 300. Wow, just said lie. Okay guys, so once upon a time I was in high school. Now before I even go deep into the story, okay, there's certain things you should know about me, you guys. I'm a very traditional girl in a sense that, especially back then, you guys. Now I'm a bit better, but back then I was like a very traditional girl in so many ways, and I'll give you examples as the story goes on. So once upon a time when we were in high school, I had this close friend of mine, right? We used to fight a lot. Like we're not like tight, but we're like cool. And we used to fight all the time, but like we kind of understood each other. She was hilarious, and I like that. I like funny people. Like I like people who have a good sense of humor. So this my friend was like, she was like the cool girl, you know. Like you guys, one thing about me, right? If I like something about you, I'ma learn. Like I don't envy, I learn. That's the thing about me. And this girl was like the cool girl. I remember when we like first went to school, she was like always asking questions and stuff like that. And me, I was like, Charlie, this is my vibe. Anyway, that's just by the way. So this girl and I were cool friends, right? And then like along the line, she was like very vocal about things too. She wasn't afraid to tell you that, oh, I like this guy, or I like that guy. At the time, I think she didn't care. Like she'd tell you that, yo, I have like a bunch of boyfriends. I don't think I should put her business out there, but like she'd tell you that, oh, I have this number of boyfriends and stuff like that. What I would find weird, and back then I was a prude, okay, I was annoying as hell, but what I would find like, whatever she would say it and be like, yeah, okay, boyfriend number one, boyfriend number two, and stuff like that. And I used to like listening to her stories. I used to like listening to her experiences and so on and so forth. So we're like cool. And if you know me, so you know that I don't judge people. Like I would listen to whatever you say. I want to learn from it. I want to hear stories. I'm not like quick to judge and all those things. So she used to like always tell me stories about like even very intimate stuff. So fast forward, there was this particular time that she came to me. She was like, oh my god, Mira, I just like saw this boy and he's so cute and I like him so much, and whatever. She went on and on and on and on and on about this guy. Now when she was like, I'm gonna ask him out. And one thing about me, man, like I said, I was very traditional. Now I think that it might be fun to actually ask someone out, but back then not on my watch, man. You're not gonna ask a guy out. It's not gonna happen. So this girl comes to me, she's like, oh, I like this guy, he's so cute, I want to ask him out. And I'm like, no, that's like desperate vibes, you guys. That's like, nah. And this thing I'm talking about is like around 2009 to 10, 11, around that part. 11, yeah. So I was like, nah, not on my watch, it's not gonna happen, right? So first of all, I convinced her not to ask this guy out, and I was very antisocial even back then. The only people that I used to talk to, even in my class, was like the person in front of me, the person behind me, and the people beside me. Not to say that I wasn't talking to the other people, but they're just like usually the closest people to me. That was how I just like, that was how I was, you guys. I am one of those people that do divide and conquer. Like for me to get close to you, I have to find you in a corner and, you know, vibe. I can't vibe in a group. I get tired. And at the time too, one thing I should also mention is that at the time too, when I went to level 100, I had performed on stage. Form 1, not level 100. I had performed on stage and people knew me. Now that performance on stage did not end well. You guys should let me know if you want to hear that story. But people knew me, like some liked me, some didn't, and stuff like that. And I was also this girl that used to only speak English at the time because I had just gone to Brong Ahafo. I wasn't very good at Bono or Chi, so I always spoke English, and that pissed a lot of people off, especially my school. So I was seen as like some type of way, like a tuna girl, even though I wasn't. And she was seen as that as well. She could speak Chi very well and stuff like that, but the way she carried herself too, she was seen as a tuna girl. So I was like, man, you're not gonna bring this Brandon down. So fast forward, we spoke like for a while, and I managed to convince her that she shouldn't worry, I'll find a way to like get them to meet.
Time is moving fast.
So no, when she told me the first time, I was like, shouldn't do that, just advised me not to do that. So first of all, she kept like talking about this guy all the time. She would talk about this guy. So there was this particular day that we went for church service, and she was like, Mira, today I'm gonna call tell this guy that I like him. I'm like, no. Actually, before that, she showed me, the guy was walking by, she showed me, and if I'm being honest, he wasn't that cute, right? But you know, like, there are certain things about a guy that would like actually make them attractive, like how he carries himself and stuff like that. And this boy was like that. He wasn't exceptionally cute, but he was like very quiet, very composed. He looked like a gentleman. He looked like someone who had his shit together. So fast forward, we went to like a general church service. It was an evening service, and I remember that day she was like, oh, she's gonna ask this guy out. And I'm like, man, you're not gonna do it. At least on my word. So I was like, you know what, let me like start an icebreaker, then you can talk to him.
Oh, sister. Ah.
She's like, okay, fine, whatever. Fortunately, we managed to find this guy. It was very random, you guys. I don't even remember. Did he sit by us? Something. I think he came and sat by us. Yeah, I think he sat by us, and she was like, oh my god, I'm gonna ask him. And I'm like, no, let me do like an icebreaker, and then as time goes, so you can flirt with him. She was very good at flirting as well. So I was like, so you can flirt with him, and then he would, you know, ask you out instead of just going forward and saying I like you, because that can be embarrassing. You know how schools are. So I went to this guy, and I don't even know what I said, you guys, but fast forward, I started talking to this guy, and then he was like, hey, I know you. And then I think he did something, and I made a joke about it, and he was like, hey, I know you. And then he's like, you performed whatever. So like as soon as I said one word, the guy started talking to me. He started going on, and I was like, oh yeah, you made a performance, it was good, whatever. And like everyone knows who doesn't know you on campus. I was like, oh wow, really? So the plan was that while we were talking, she would walk in, right? So while we were talking, she walked in, which was the plan all along. So my friend walks in, and then I'm like, oh, meet my friend. And by the way, she used to perform on stage almost every week, so she was actually popular. So she walks in, and then like I'm like, oh yeah. And then he's like, yeah, I know her too, like perform like this, that. And they started talking. So while they were talking, I kind of like moved back, and like I made it look like, oh, they had forgotten about me. So I was like, ah, you people have hit it off, so like, you know, I'm just gonna excuse myself. So I left, and then they had a long chat. So at the time, you guys, by the way, okay, I'm reporting myself, you were not supposed to have phones in school, but I did. At least we did. So fast forward, she comes back and she tells me about how it went and how it was cool and how this guy was amazing. And then she was like, oh my god. So when I heard his voice, like, you know how girls are, she told me everything, and I'm like, oh cool, fine, whatever. Well, it turns out this guy that she liked, let's call him K, okay? Turns out K had a school son in my class, okay? So after that conversation or whatever, K and I kind of like just became cool, like hi, that kind of thing. But K started writing notes to me. You guys, I'm sure I still have this in break room, but yeah. K started writing notes to me. So K would usually write a note and send it to his school son to bring it to me like every morning. And the notes were like very, like they weren't like I love you or anything of that sort. They were like very harmless notes, but like they were sweet, okay? And when it started, I was like, oh my god, this is actually sweet. But I wasn't sure why he was sending it to me, and it made me a bit uncomfortable. But then again, I didn't know how to bring it up with my friend. So fast forward, I went to my friend and I asked her, yo, how is it going? And she was like, oh, it's cool. Kay would like usually ask me that we should meet. Kay also had a friend at the time, so usually Kay would say, oh, let's meet. So Kay, myself, and my friend, let's call her Belinda, okay? So Kay, Belinda, and Kay's friend would usually meet. All of us would usually meet during prep hours and stuff like that. And I remember back then, Kay asked for my number and I gave it to him, and then he would text me as well and stuff like that. And if I'm being honest, at the time I just thought that, oh, we're all just a group of people having like, you know, being friends, because Kay had never told me that he liked me, bear in mind. So I started realizing that something was off when I asked my friend to text. She was like, oh, she hasn't heard from Kay, whatever. But I was like, I should text her. She's like, oh, he said he doesn't use the phone on campus. And I'm like, and I oop, because I knew he did. Like, he literally took my number, you understand? So I was like, wait, what? So then I was tempted to give his number to my friend, but anyway, fast forward, I did that, and I eventually gave Kay's number to my friend. I hope I'm not confusing you guys, but yeah. So eventually I gave K's number to my friend and like started talking. So there was this particular night that K and his friend came over. Oh, by the way, you guys, K was a senior. K was our senior, he wasn't our mate. So there was this particular night that K and his friend asked us to like leave prep and like meet them somewhere, like on campus, of course. So we're like there chatting, and while we're talking, by then, like, you guys, we had gone out, like, not gone out, like we had hung out so much that it like just looked like we're all cool. So while we're there, I realized that K like held me that he wanted to talk to me for a while. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then K took me to the side and he was like, oh, he's interested in me, and everything that has been going on has been because of that.
And it didn't happen.
So turns out while K was telling me that he's interested in me, K's friend was also telling my friend that he's interested in her. I said, well, so K goes on and I'm like, excuse me?
Pull up, just pull up.
Nope, let's not do that. Now, even back then, you guys, like, I've always been the kind of person that stay clear of my friend's man or whatever. I also blame myself a bit for becoming cool with K, but then again, it was just like, for me, it was just like, we're all cool, we're all hanging out, we're all friends. There's like no ulterior motive, at least to my best of knowledge. And mind you, back then, so I was extremely naive. Like I was the kind of person that thought it was okay to go to a man's house because you're friends with him, you understand? So this guy starts telling me that he's interested in, and I'm like, oh my god, nope, that's not what's supposed to be. So I didn't know how to tell him that, oh, whatever. So eventually I was like, you know what, eventually I was like, actually, I didn't approach you because of that. Like, it's my friend that's interested in you, okay? And whatever. And he's like, oh no, he's not interested in my friend. Like, he knows her very well, but like he had been looking for courage to talk to me all this while, and he didn't know how to go about it.
Pardon?
I'm like, man, wrong beats, because my friend has a huge crush on you, and that's not gonna happen. So you guys, it went on and on and on and on, and eventually I begged this guy to like do me that favor. Can you imagine how childish that is? How do you beg someone to go and run someone? So I was like, I begged, and I was like, if he really likes him, then he should do this for me, because she's very interested in him, and if he does that, it will look like, you know, it will look like a betrayal on my part, and I don't like that. Besides, I don't even, like, I did all this, but I haven't even seen him in that light. I just thought we were just friends. So eventually K goes like, okay, he would go and talk to her. I don't know what happened, but K asked her out, and then she said yes. Fast forward, she and K, like, I think she and K started going out or something, I'm not sure, but like, because K was not interested, I think he wasn't forthcoming in whatever they were doing, and K was still bugging me kinda. When I realized that K had feelings for me, I withdrew myself from the whole situation. So fast forward, there was a time that I was like, my friend also started acting very weird around me, and there was this particular time that it came up, and I was speaking to one of her friends, and then she was like it just came up, and she was talking about whatever, and then she told me that, oh yeah, she's acting that way because she said you were going out with K and that you snatched K from her, blah blah blah, like, you guys. And I asked this, I started doing the interview, so I just realized what was going on, and apparently it started way back before K even asked me out, you guys. And when I heard it, I flipped, because like all this time I had been trying all I could to like make sure that it works out between them, and she's sitting somewhere and accusing me of going out with this guy and accusing me of doing things with this guy. It was like it, and I was strong-headed at that time, so I was like, you know what, since she said I did it, I'm gonna do it. I'm so embarrassed saying this right now, but I was like, since she accused me of it, I'm gonna do it. So Kay still like keeps bugging me, and I'm like, okay, you know what, yeah, I'm ready for you, like, I'm ready to go out with you. I'm ashamed, I swear to God. So you guys, then Kay and I started going out. Okay, Kay and I started dating. To cut a long story short, you guys, we only dated for that semester, I think, and like everything just went back to normal and stuff like that, because if I'm being honest, it was just me being petty and me being angry and vengeful and spiteful, and it shouldn't have happened in the first place. But basically it happened. My friend and I never stopped being friends. We actually became cool. Fortunately, she was one of those people that were understanding, and she, like, nothing actually ever happened between Kay and I. It was just like a child being stubborn and being annoying and doing things because someone accused you of doing it. Like, how childish. But yeah, you guys, that was how it happened. Do I feel bad about it? Yes. Do I think it was childish? Extremely, okay? But let me know, okay? Was I right to go out with him or not? Because, like, yeah, it's a story I didn't see out loud. But anyway, that brings us to the end of the story. What are your high school stories? How did it go? Have you ever snatched your friend's crush or boyfriend or whatever? Tell me, okay? Has someone else ever done it to you? Let me know, okay? Let me know, because yeah, I did it and I'm not proud of it. And by the way, that being said, I would never do that now. Like, I would never ever, after that I never did that, because like I was saying, I also felt bad afterwards, and I let my ego and my pride, you know, do that for me. That's something I would never do. But yeah, we're goals for like a semester. That's it, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Feel free to share your high school stories with me, because I love to read them. And until next time, I love you guys so much, and bye.